I truly believe that to live a meaningful life is to live a happy life. And some people ask, what is the meaning of life? It is an age-old question. I personally believe the meaning of life is to be happy. It's as simple as that. So in this video, I am going to go through a few things that I think we can do to live a more meaningful life. After all, we only have this one life and we need to make the most of it. And if we're not happy in life, if we're just miserable, then what is the point? When you look online and it says how to live a more meaningful life, a lot of things say to do things for other people or cultivate positive relationships with people, and I fully agree, but this video is going to be things that you can do. I believe that living a meaningful life is constantly growing and evolving and changing, because if we are not constantly growing, we are just dying. So we need to have something to focus on. We need a North Star along that path while we are striving towards that big goal, that big North Star. We need to celebrate our small wins along the way. By celebrating those small wins, it spurs you on even more. I'm sure you may be aware that when people retire, they fall into a depression. That is because they have nothing to aim towards anymore. They aren't growing anymore. And we all need something to strive towards, something to aim for, a North Star that we can follow. We need to feel like we are growing and being challenged in life. So growth and making progress towards something is a way that we can feel like we are creating meaning in our lives, and it makes us feel happy and fulfilled with our life. Just think about video games. They are so addictive for a reason. The people that make them understand human psychology so well. They make them so that you can keep leveling up in the game. As you reach a new level, it gets more difficult, so it's constantly something you can work towards and strive towards and get better at. And that is how we should also think about life. We need to be working towards something and striving towards getting better at something. And whatever that is for you, it's going to be different for all of us. Have you ever felt like over the period in between Christmas and New Year, it's kind of a blank space, and a lot of people just spend their time binging Netflix or YouTube or whatever, and after a few days you kind of feel a bit lost because you haven't done anything, you haven't accomplished anything. Imagine that is your life. You're just constantly consuming and not actually putting any work out there. That is the opposite of meaningful. You need to be creating, and your life is going to feel empty and meaningless if you don't actually do anything with it. One thing that I think is so important to have a more meaningful life is to cultivate a positive mindset. I mean, this makes sense. We don't want to walk around being negative the whole time, because you're not going to be happy if you're feeling negative. If you can create positive energy around you and think positive thoughts, you are going to raise your vibrations and attract more positive energy towards you. And I think life is just so much more meaningful when we are happy and positive, and that radiates out into the world. We can create a more positive mindset by really focusing on our thoughts and our emotions. When we notice ourselves having a negative thought, immediately replacing that negative thought with a positive one instead might seem strange at first, and it might feel difficult to do, but after a while it does get easier. The more you practice, you'll start noticing that your thoughts automatically become more positive and you'll have less negative thoughts to battle. You'll eventually start seeing your whole energy shifting, and you just automatically become happier. Another thing we can do to make our lives more meaningful is to practice self-care. We all know that the self-care industry is huge now because of that reason. It's so important to take our self-care seriously. We only have this one body, we only have this one life, and we need to take care of it. We need to appreciate the body that we are in. We need to look after it. We need to do things to make us feel better about ourselves. We need to do things to make ourselves feel good. When we feel good, we feel more positive, then we feel more happy. So take some time in the week and just do a little bit more self-care, whether that is a hair mask, a face mask, a lovely bubble bath, getting your hair done, getting your nails done, whatever that means for you. And all these little things, they add up and create a better holistic life overall. We have to choose happiness and joy in the present moment. Whatever is happening in your life, we need to revert back and choose joy. If we are worried about the future and creating anxiety, we are not going to be happy in the moment. So try and live in the present moment and focus on cultivating a happy mindset and choose happiness and choose joy. Focus on choosing happiness and joy in the present moment. Really focus on honing in that practice. When you are having your morning coffee or your morning cup of tea, really soak in that moment as a little bit of peace and calm before the rush of the day. Do whatever you can to find joy in the small moments. Once you start practicing, you can flip a switch in your brain and just choose to be happy. No matter what is going on around you, you always have a choice to feel happy or sad or angry. You can choose your feelings, so why not choose happiness? So the last point I want to talk about is practicing gratitude every single day. If we are more grateful for our lives, it automatically becomes more meaningful and more happy. And I mean, be grateful for every tiny little thing in your life. I fully believe that gratitude is one of the absolute best and most underrated tools in life. Think how much we all take for granted every day. When we practice gratitude, we start noticing all the little things that we took for granted before and we just didn't appreciate. Those could be as small as having clean running water, having an internet connection, having a roof over our head, having food to eat every day, being able to get from A to B, not being stuck in your house, being able to have a shower. You know, there's so many tiny things to be grateful for, and we can find a lot more bigger things to be grateful for too. So if we make a point of doing it throughout the whole day, every day, you will start to see your life improve so much. I am so passionate about gratitude. It is so important to our lives and it makes such a huge difference in our happiness. Life is just so much more bright and sparkly and meaningful when we can practice gratitude and be truly grateful for what we have. Not in a way where we know that being grateful gives us more things to be grateful for. In a way, we are truly grateful for everything we have and everything that people take for granted. I was stuck for so long. At first, I couldn't find things to be grateful for because everything had been taken away from me. I'd lost all my freedom. I'd lost friends, I had lost the ability to stand up and walk. You know, I was stuck, and it was gratitude that turned my life around. And I fully believe that when I started practicing gratitude, that was the catalyst that moved my life forward and made my life better. Gratitude to me is like breathing. I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but there's not a minute that goes by that I'm not grateful. I'm so grateful for everything. It is so powerful. It raises our vibrations, it raises our frequency, it attracts more good things into our life, more wealth, more abundance, more positivity. There's no downside to gratitude. And if you can make it part of your personality, part of your core identity, your core values, you will start to see great things happening in your life. These were just like small everyday little practices that you can do to create more meaning in your life. If you would like more things, then let me know and I'll create another video. I really want everybody to create a happy life for themselves because I know it is possible. I am so passionate about this subject and I just want to help as many people as I can to achieve their amazing life. So let me know if you enjoyed this, and I hope you have the best day. Stay grateful, and I will see you in my next video.